Hey everyone, welcome back to Age and Education channel. Today we shall continue with the chapter Plants Propagation. I know that this is a lengthy chapter and it already had been 3 videos and this is the 4th video. Please bear with me with this one video, right? With that we will be done with the plants propagation. Okay, so we have seen through all these, right? I don't want to repeat again and again. Next, vegetative propagation, right? In the last video we have seen about vegetative propagation, about the root propagation, and here what you should do, you should cut the piece of the root along with the bud. From the bud you get the shoot, right? From the bud you get the shoot. Next, when given favorable conditions, you will get a new plant, right? Okay. What are the examples? Carrot, beetroot, sweet potato and dahlia. As I have mentioned, these are very important for your exams. Okay. And these are the steps involved. I hope. Next, we have seen about what is a bud and what are the advantages of using this root propagation. Right. Next, what is the thing? Next, we have seen about new plants from leaves and how some plants have this remarkable ability to produce new plants from their leaves, right? So usually what happens is the leaves will develop small buds and this budlets will grow into tiny plantlets which eventually fall off onto the soil and new plants will grow. What are the examples? Bryophyllum, also called as air plant, right? And begonia and African violet. As I have mentioned, even a single leaf cutting will grow into a new plant. How good it is, right? Next, new plants from spores. As I have mentioned, this can be considered as what do you call used in place of seeds, right? Seeds are a bit big structures and spores are tiny structures, and the examples are ferns and mosses, and you can find it in non-flowering plants. In all these cases, the spores will be contained in some structures, and when the spores are adequately developed, the spores will be released out, and as they are light they can even fly long distances, and what do you say, they can colonize new areas in shady or damp environments, right? And so this will be our new topic, right? Propagation through stems. It is one of the most common and efficient methods of vegetative propagation. In this process, new plants grow from a portion of stem. So we have seen how we get new plants from roots, right? Spores, leaves. And now we will see as how we can get new plants through stems. And for this you have so many techniques. Okay, so we'll see one after the other. Layering, grafting, underground stems, stem cutting and runners. So layering is a propagation method where part of plant stem is bent and covered with soil, encouraging it to grow roots while still attached to the parent plant. Once roots are developed, the new plant can be separated from the parent plant. So here what happens? You will bend the plant stem, and after it is bent, you will cover it with the soil. It's like you will bend it like this, okay, and you will cover it with soil, and here the roots will develop, okay, and after that you just cut it, okay, so that this will grow into individual plant, right? This method is called as what? Layering. Okay, so types of layering. In the layering you can find many different types. Okay, we will see one after the other. One is the first one will be the simple layering. Here what happens is that the stem, the part of the stem is bent near the soil. Okay, maybe it can be even put under the soil, or you can put it on the soil, and you can add a little bit more soil. Anything is okay. Okay, so the thing is that at this point you will get the roots. This is the simple layering technique, and it is used in jasmine azalea. And air layering, here what happens is that for the stem, you just at some part you strip off the bark of the tree, right, so that the inner part is exposed. And this here, what do? You wrap it with moist soil or moss. Okay, and at this site you can find that roots can be formed. Okay, after few days you can find the roots at this point. What are the examples of it? Rubber plant and ficus. And mound layering. This is used where the stem is so thick. Okay, so here what do you do? Here the stems of the plant are cut to about 1 inch above the ground during its dormant season and is covered with a mound of soil. So you give a cut and you cover it with a mound of soil. Okay, in spring the shoots will develop from the dormant buds on the buried stems, apple rootstocks and gooseberries, and from here you can see that the shoots will develop from the dormant buds on the buried stems. Okay, so like this there are three types of layering, and we can see it here. What is it? First one is simple layering. It is as simple as it. You are just bending it, and at this point you will get the roots. And this is air layering. I have mentioned, right, this is the wet soil, moist soil. You are wrapping it. Okay, at this point you will get the roots. Next, this is just, I just want to show that tip layering or simple layering, both are same. Okay, simple layering or tip layering. And air layering we have seen. This is the injured part, and here you will get the new roots. Okay, and this is mound layering. You will put a big mound of soil. Okay, so here also you will get all the roots and the shoots will develop. Nice. Next, grafting. What is grafting? Grafting involves joining parts of two plants to grow as one. First thing is that here what it involves, joining parts of two plants. Here you will always have two plants. Okay, and the plant that provides the root system is called as rootstock, and the plant that provides the stem or branches is called as the scion. Okay, a cut is made in both the rootstock and scion. The scion is placed on the rootstock and the two parts are bound together. So this is the root part. It means that there are two plants. Okay, I'll explain to you like this. There are two plants. This is one plant. Okay, I drew a tree instead of a plant, but that's fine. Okay, so another thing is another plant. So what are you doing here? Here you're cutting this and you're cutting this. Okay, and for this part is removed and you're taking this part and putting it here. So what happens? This plant is providing you the root system, and you are taking the shoot system of this plant. Okay, this is called as scion and this is called as rootstock. Okay, and you cover this part, you wrap this part like this. Okay, so after a few days these two will grow together as a new plant. Okay, this process is called as grafting. You got it right? Here two plants are involved, and for one plant you are taking the root part of it, and for the other plant you are taking the stem part. Okay, stem or the shoot part of it. So a cut is made in both the rootstock and the scion. The scion is placed onto the rootstock and the two parts are bound together. Once they heal, the scion continues to grow supported by the rootstock. Now what are the advantages? Combines the desirable traits of two plants, like example disease resistant rootstock with fruit bearing scion, used in the commercial fruit and ornamental plant production. So this is what are the examples: roses, apple trees, citrus trees. You can even do this as an experiment. Okay, ask your parents. You all will have rose plant in your balconies, right? So go there. You don't do alone. Okay, ask your parents to help you with it. You just see, check and see, right? So what are the advantages of it? As I have mentioned, like see, if one plant is disease resistant, it is that it is less prone to diseases, and if the other plant gives you nice fruits. Okay, so if you can combine these two into a single plant, then you will get the desirable traits of the two plants, right? So you can have the disease resistant rootstock, and along with it you will have the fruit bearing capabilities in the same plant. Okay, so to have the desirable traits of the two plants, you will use this technique called as grafting, and this is used in the commercial fruit and ornamental plant production. Okay, done. So next is underground stems. What about these underground stems? Some plants propagate through their underground stems, which store nutrients and produce new shoots. Okay, so it is that some stems will be under the ground. Okay, and those will store nutrients and produce new shoots in the way that there are different types, like how the stems will be capable enough to give new plants. Okay, we will see one after the other. And before that, what I want to mention is that these are the stems that are under the ground. This is very important. Okay, not above the ground. Usually whenever I say stem, you will think that it is part of the shoot system. No, here in these type of plants, they will be underground stems. Okay, so what are the types of underground stems? Okay, if we see what are the types of underground stems, then we can know how they will develop into new plants. Okay, now first variety is rhizome. So horizontal underground stems that send out shoots and roots from the nodes. So these stems will send out shoots and roots from what? Nodes. Okay, like see ginger and turmeric, they will have buds. Okay, eyes are also called as buds that can grow into new plants. Okay, so the buds of the ginger and turmeric that will grow into the new plants. And next is tubers, swollen fleshy underground stems with eyes that can grow into new plants. So these are like swollen fleshy underground stems. Example, potato. Okay, next bulbs, short underground stems with fleshy leaves that store nutrients and can produce new plants. So these are the types of the underground stems. Okay, these are short underground stems with fleshy leaves. So every category of this is different, right? So you have to understand these differences, and this will be your question for this can be your question for your competitive exams, like what are the types of underground stems. Then you should be able to say rhizomes, tubers, bulbs and corms. Okay, these are short thick underground stems that store nutrients and grow new plants. Okay, so these are also other type of what do you call underground stems. Okay, examples will be gladiolus and crocus. So you can find it here, ginger, and this is a corm, and potato is a tuber, and onion is a bulb. Okay, everything will have different characteristics, and based on characteristics we have differentiated them into these types. Okay, so don't forget about it. So next is stem cutting, and this is like so popular, everyone knows about it. Okay, and whenever we say about stem propagation, what we get into our mind is stem cutting. Okay, so stem cutting involves cutting a portion of the plant stem and placing it in soil or water to root. Okay, so it's not that we can put only in soil. Okay, there are some plants that can actually grow in water too. So that is the need for me to mention about water here. Okay, so till they root, they will be put in that soil or water. This method is widely used for propagating shrubs, trees and flowers. Now what is the process involved here? Cut a healthy stem just below a node. Node is the point where leaves attach to the stem. Okay, you have to cut a healthy stem just below a node. Remove the lower leaves to expose the stem. Place the cutting in soil or water until roots develop. Transplant it once the roots are established. So after you see the roots, you can happily transplant it. It means that you can take it from there and put it at a place where you like to, right? So what are the examples of it? Roses, mint and hibiscus. And advantages would be, it is an easy and fast way to propagate many plants. It produces plants that are genetically identical to the parent. This is same with all the vegetative propagation technique, right? So you can get a genetically identical plant, and it is easy and fast way to propagate many plants. You got it right? About the stem cutting, it's only that you cut a healthy stem just below a node. Node is the point where the leaves are attached, and you remove the leaves there and just put it in some soil or water, and once you find the roots, you are able to see the roots have developed, then you can transplant it or take it to a place where you like the plant to grow. Okay, so this is about the stem cutting. Next would be runners. What are runners? Runners are horizontal stems that grow above the ground, right? So now the stems, or whenever you think about stems, you will think that they are vertical. No, now these are the horizontal stems, okay, that grow above the ground, not below the ground. They extend from the parent plant and develop roots at intervals to produce new plants. So see here, you can see that, right? So here there is a plant, and here again another runner has come, and this is the horizontal stem, right? So everywhere throughout the stem, at regular intervals, you can find the plant to be growing. Okay, so strawberry, spider plant, and grass are the examples of it. The parent plant sends out a long stem which runs along the soil surface. Okay, roots develop at certain points along the runner, giving rise to new plants. These new plants can be separated from the parent and grown independently. Okay, so after they have grown well, then you can separate it and you can grow them independently. This is about the runners. So done with the topic vegetative propagation, and as I have promised, I'm like finished with everything with regard to the plants for your grade. Okay, there is much more to learn about the plants, and if I keep on saying, see, if you take about the stem itself, you can you can say about xylem, phloem, and about everything. There is so much. Okay, so we will learn little by little as you progress in your grades. Okay, because too much of information will also be like overload for you kids. Okay, nice. For grade 5 you are done with plants. Okay, be happy. In the next, maybe the next topic would be agriculture. Okay, I know it is something related to plants and all that, but it is like you will know about the varied processes that are involved in the agriculture and all that. Okay, and nice. Okay, hope you understood. There are minute differences that you should understand in this chapter. So watch it again and again till you get it. And if you have any doubts, feel free to put it in the comments, and I'll make sure that all of your doubts are clear. Okay, watch it again. Okay, do well in your exams. All the best. Bye.